Welcome to Ozrakami Gaming. Let's do some weird stuff. Hey guys, today we're going to start off with a brand new game of FTL, Faster Than Light. There were several requests to start out with a fresh game so that everybody can see how we build into our final ships and hopefully take out the last boss. So we're going to start up, we're on the start screen right here, we're going to start a new game. This is the Kestrel. This is your basic ship, this is your starter pack that you get. Comes with 3 crewmates down here in the bottom left. It has 1 missile launcher. If you notice over here on the right hand side of the screen, it's the Artemis missiles. Requires 1 power to arm the weapon. It takes 11 seconds before it's ready to fire. It requires you to have missiles in your stockpile, which during combat and throughout most of the display, it'll be located in the upper left-hand part of the screen. It'll be a little missile icon plus a number. Okay, it does a normal damage of 2. So any damage that you deal ranges from about 1 to 4. 1 damage will take 5-6 seconds for them to repair. 2 takes more like 10, and it goes up from there. It takes 2 damage to knock out 1 level of power cell. So if your enemy has a weapon systems of 3, hitting them with 1 Artemis missile will knock out 1 of those cells and hopefully disable 1 of their weapons. Or if you were to hit, say, shields, it would knock out 1 bar. They'd have to repair that before they could get their shields back up. Now our burst laser requires 2 power to have online. Requires 12 seconds before it can fire, but it fires 3 shots. Now, the more shots something gets per attack, the less likely it is to hit. So if it says it's going to shoot 1 time each 1 second, or 1 time every 12 seconds, you're almost guaranteed to hit with that. Shooting 3 shots, it's more like a 66% chance to hit per shot. So you're likely to miss at least 1 of them, but I mean, you can get really bad luck and miss all 3. It only does 1 damage per hit, so it's only going to stall out their weapon systems for about 5 seconds per hit, or whatever system you hit per hit. Any hit against a shield will take out 1 level of shielding. So if they have 1 shield around them, 1 of those hits can knock out the shield and let the other 2 try to strike the actual ship itself. So that's helpful. If they have 1 shield and your weapon only shoots 1 shot per 10 seconds, you're never ever going to get to their boat, get to their ship. All right, let's talk about power management and what these systems are here. So here we have our shields. For 1 shield, it takes 2 bars of power. If for whatever reason 1 of those bars of power is damaged, the entire shield level goes out to that level. So once I buy more, so if you'll notice over on the right hand side, it says 20 and 30 to get 2 shields. So I have to buy 1 bar of power or 1 system level for 20, another for 30. Then I have to send 2 bars of energy in that to get that second barrier of shield, and so on up to 4. These are your engines. Putting points into this will increase your ability to dodge, as well as how fast you can jump out of a battle. Usually you don't use your FTL engines during a battle unless you're losing. If you're just getting pummeled and you need to get out of there, having them charge quicker is better. Your oxygen, as long as your ship has 1 bar of oxygen, it'll stay at 100% unless something happens to the ship, like it gets breached, the doors are open for whatever reason to the vacuum of space, and then individual cabins will begin losing oxygen in those. If the room has like red bars going across, like it'll get kind of a pinkish tinge, and then when it's a danger zone, it'll have red bars going across. Kind of like these red bars that are striped here, it'll be like across part of your ship. Like if this had a major breach in it, it would turn a little bit pink, and then it'll get red stripes going across it. That means anybody that comes into there to try to repair that section is going to be taking damage due to no oxygen. Once the breach is repaired, the room will start to refill with oxygen as long as the oxygen thing is on. Now, if your oxygen gets turned off, the entire ship will start losing 1% oxygen every couple of seconds. It's not an issue until you get down to like 20 or 10% oxygen, and your dudes will start taking some damage there. This is the weapon systems. Like I was saying before, like right now I have 3, so I can arm both the Artemis missile requiring 1 power and the Burst Laser Mark II requiring 2 power. Now, if I had 2 laser guns, I wouldn't be able to power but 1 because it would require 2 total to have them online. You can have a maximum of 8 power. So you can either have 4 weapon systems that each cost 2, or you can mix and match maybe a 3 and a 3 and a 1 and a 1, or maybe you have some specialty weapons. So you have a 3, a 3, a 2, and a 2, and you switch back and forth between using whichever of the 2 abilities that you want at the end there. But it's all customizable. You can move them around depending on which way you want them powered. Like I always, once we actually get started, I'm going to switch these. I think it's a lot more important to have your laser online than your missiles. And when they start knocking out your weapons, it goes from the farthest right weapon will be shut down first, going down the power line. So whichever one is in your first spot will be your last weapon available when power starts going out. We have the med bay. Whenever your guys get injured, as long as this unit is powered, you send them into the med bay. There can be up to 3 guys in there at once, and they'll start getting healed up. It heals pretty quick, like 3 to 4 hit points per second, but you can increase the rate of that by spending money on your med bay. I usually don't do that unless I'm playing an advanced ship that has nanobots in it, which spread your healing all over your ship. The nanobots are really cool, and they like you can repel invaders and all sorts of stuff because you'll have passive healing wherever you're fighting on the ship. Your piloting, if your pilot steps away from the main console up here in the front, for whatever reason, your dodge and evasion goes to 0 instantly because nobody's steering the ship. If you buy autopilot, you can keep a percentage, either 50% or 80% of your dodge. So if you have 40 dodge with 50% evasion and your dude has to step out, or your helm gets damaged. No, if the helm gets damaged, it still goes out. But if your guy has to step away to battle or something, you can still keep your 20 evasion if you have a 50% autopilot there. Your sensors, these aren't that important unless you have certain systems. It's kind of nice to be able to see where the guys on their ship are and stuff like that. You can spend points into it if you want to automatically have a higher level. But if you stick a crewmate in here, you automatically get 1 level higher than whatever your sensors is currently. So if I told one person to come in here, I'll automatically see where the enemy is in the interior of their ship. And if I buy 1 more, I can see the weapon charge. Let's see. Door systems. Until you start getting invaded, this doesn't really matter. But once you get to where you're having people board your ship, having blast doors means that it takes them longer to get through a door than just having to walk through. Because initially, if they teleport over, you don't have any blast doors, they're just going to walk from unit to unit to unit. Blast doors slows them down. Improved blast doors, it takes forever for them to get through that. Now, like I said earlier, this is your basic ship. You can set your difficulty up here. I don't have any of the DLC or advanced content, so that is automatically disabled for me at the moment. Your ship list is over here. After you complete a mission, if you win the entire game with the base ship, you get this one. You win with this one, then you unlock this one, and so forth, following the arrows. Certain ones have to be unlocked by completing certain missions. The stealth cruiser I unlocked by being in the NG territory, and I went to a certain area. They gave me a quest across like 2 different zones, and once I completed those quests, I unlocked that ship. But for now, let's start with our basic ship and get our run going. Alright, the data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey. Make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. You'll get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Tip: asteroids. Fighting in an asteroid field is dangerous, but use it to your advantage. Take out enemy shields and let the rocks take care of the rest. Alright. So initially your weapons start depowered. I'm going to drag and drop my burst laser to the first position. Just in case anything happens to weapons, that will be the first one that comes back online, and then additional repairs will bring the Artemis back online. Here's my missile count up here. I currently have 8 missiles. I have 2 android parts. I don't have any androids to send out at the moment, so those aren't as important. And I have 16 fuel. In other words, I can jump to 16 different spots before, and if I don't get any more fuel, then the game ends there. Well, actually, you can go into a distress mode, but you're wasting turns having to just sit there and hope somebody comes and helps you out. Alright, so we're going to hit jump, and this is the beacon map. So these are all the different places we can go. Starting from up here, where our little ship is orbiting, current location. So I have 3 different paths I can take. I can go the northern route, the southeast, or the southern route. And from each one of those, as you see, the yellow lines come up, shows where that point is connected to. So you want to try to get as many jumps as possible to explore as much of the map as you can before you have to reach the exit. After a few turns, you'll see a red line start coming onto the screen, and each time I move, it'll come further and further across the board. Once the red line is in a zone, it's considered in the warning zone, and you'll have to have a harder rebel fight if you jump into an area with that. Now, if you jump behind the red line is like the danger zone. There's like a small buffer area, but if you have to jump into the major danger zone, it is going to be a very rough fight. At that point, you had either better have a really, really good ship, or you're just going to crash and burn right there. So let's start kind of plotting out a route. I want to make as many jumps as possible. I could go across the top, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then maybe go down 6, 7, 8, 9, and then depending on where the rebel fleet is, either 10, 11, or 10, 11, 12, or just jump out depending on where they're at. I think that's probably the best, so let's try that. We're going to go south. Okay, upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way. Alright, so any ship you see that is purple and orange, well, orange ships are the rebel fleet. Purple splashed across it means a pirate has taken the rebel fleet and made it their own. Alright, so we're going to reject their offer. Looking at their ship right now, they have 1 level of shields. Their hull can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 direct hits before they're broken. That's their life meter, essentially. They'll have a cannon, which I believe that is a single shot cannon. So our 1 shield will hold up against it, and we won't really have to do much to fight them. Down here, you can get a quick glance at what all their possible systems are. There's their navigation, their O2, their shields, their engines, their weapons, and drones. So they're going to have drones, plus they're going to have the single weapon as well. So we're going to reject their offer. Too bad. You'll regret this decision. Continue. This is where combat starts. Alright. So this little red orb, or little orb with red on it, that's a combat drone. That's the enemy sent that over at my ship. It'll repeatedly attack the ship and can be shut down by damaging the enemy ship's drone system. So over here, this is their drone's weapon system. It highlights it in yellow up there. So if I target this room, I can shut him off. He fires basically at the same rate that your shield can regenerate. So that's going to neutralize my shield and allow his weapon to get through if I don't take it out immediately. So I'm going to click here, take my shot and place it on that. Now, because I know I want to strike this spot repeatedly, I'm going to hold down Control. That'll give me an auto fire symbol, and I'm going to drop it on there. Now, that will continue firing on that spot until I move it somewhere else, or click and right click to cancel the shots completely. Drag it over there, Control, click. Alright. I'm going to hit space and resume. Okay, so right there you can see his shield, his drone attack impacted my shield. The shield bar went from being full to down, and when the shield is down, it won't be filled in. See how theirs is filled in over here, but mine has the black hole in it? That means that level of shielding is currently recharging. Alright, so he got a shot off, plus his drone knocked out the shield, so that's going to impact. Okay, so I have a fire on board. There's 2 different ways to deal with fires. You can send your crewmates in to put out the fires. You can also see he dealt 2 damage to the ship here. The second way to deal with fire is to open your doors to a space. This will vent the oxygen and will put out the fires automatically. Alright, now because he is able to hit through my shield because of the drone at the moment, I'm going to take my missile and do a single shot. I'm going to do a single shot on his shields. The reason, just to knock those out, he'll have to repair them to get them back up, and hopefully all my lasers will be able to impact in his drones. It'll shut that down, and my shield will be able to hold up through his weapon fire after that. Alright. Hit it. Okay. So in that one round, we had all three of the. Well, the first shot looks like it knocked out the shield, and two more landed, plus two from the missile. So he took 4 out of his 8 hit points. He's on half, and he's going to offer me a deal. He offered some of the cargo if you'll let them live. Early on, it's not bad to have an excess of missiles, because I can run out of those. If I refuse the offer, I'll have to finish him off, and I'll likely only get like 1 missile plus maybe 1 fuel, but you get more scrap. Scrap is what you spend at the stores to buy things. But I think this is a pretty good deal, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. Also, that lets me not have to worry about dealing with more fires and stuff like that right now, too. Okay. As you see, the danger lines popped up. The fires were put out. I'm going to click in the bottom right hand corner to close all the doors, or I can press X. Now that those are sealed, danger has been removed, but it's still kind of reddish, which means it's still oxygenating. If you look in the top left hand corner over here, my oxygen's at 90%. Just a little bit longer and it'll heal up the rest of the way. Alright, that's close enough. I'm going to go ahead and hit the jump button, look at our other possible destinations. And like we planned out before, we're just going to go ahead and keep traveling south. Alright, so this is interesting. You recognize the ship as a well-known slave trader. He hails you and offers you laborers for cheap. Option 1, buy 1 slave and free them to join your crew. So for 29 scrap, we'll get Monsvik. I can attack the trader, or I attack the slaver scum, or ignore the slaver and continue on your way. So he has looks like an Artemis missile launcher, like mine, as well as that single shot gun. Single shot won't be effective against my shield, but the Artemis will be kind of bad. Missiles ignore shields. They go straight to the ship. The only thing that can stop a missile is a defense drone, which will shoot down missiles that are coming at your ship. It's not a bad offer. To get a crewmate is generally 45 to 75. For a basic human, it's usually about 45. So if I take it, I'll actually be saving 15-ish scrap. If I attack him, there is a chance after I hit him a few times, he would offer the guy to me for free just to stop attacking him. However, in the meantime, he's going to get some weapon shots off, do some damage to my ship, and I think the best thing in this case is just to take the extra crewmate. Alright, so to look at my new guy's stats, I can hover on him on the left. The Monsvik, right now he doesn't have any expertise in anything. Okay, if you look at Lauren here, you'll notice her engines have 1 XP out of 13 to the next level. Each time they rank up, they increase their stats that this gives. Let's get a more detailed breakdown. Okay. So let's look at Lauren again. She's been working on the weapon. She's been working in the engine room, and they only get experience during a fight for what they're doing. Where is Coppola at? She was at weapons, but she didn't get any experience in. Usually weapons goes up pretty quick because you're doing so many attacks. I guess that she didn't get enough. She didn't get a tick in her. Oh, she did. There's a sliver, so she has 1% of XP into weapons. So when you get the bar all the way filled up, it will give you that additional bonus having them at a station. So the helmsman being full will give a +5, and the XP bar has 2 levels to it. So there's a green bar and then a yellow bar. Once the green bar is full, the yellow one will start, and you get double whatever their thing is for the next bar. So the evasion will go to 10 when they max out at yellow. Increased repair rate is always good, but they actually have to do repairs in order to get experience in doing that job. So the major station that is currently unmanned is the shields. We're going to stick her down there at shields. Come over here and we're going to save the crew at the current positions. Now that's important, not really as much in battle as it is after battle. Let's say I've selected some people, we've got invaded, and they came over here and we're attacking. Once they're done, I can press enter, and it will send them back to their original positions. Alright. Not much else here to be done, so I'm going to go ahead and jump. Alright, so there is one more thing I can do. Currently, I have only 1 power in my engines, and that's given us 15% evasion when manned. Now if we take the person off the engines, it goes down to 10. But I can divert an additional bit of power from medbay, because we're not using it, I mean nobody's injured, and I can divert that into there, and that gives me an extra 5% dodge. Now even unmanned, it's 15, and manned, you get the extra +5. Alright, so let's jump to our next position. Okay, so here comes the enemy fleet, this red bar here. You want to stay ahead of this. It's okay if after you jump somewhere, like if I jump from this spot down to where I am now, the bar would move across me during that jump. But I would still be safe because I'd made the jump before they were there. If you do it after they're there, it increases the difficulty of the fight. So I'm going to go ahead and jump across here. An especially well-armed pirate ship approaches you. Hand over one of your crew members, and the rest of you can go free. I am not about to give up one of my crew members. Okay, draw straws and send a crew member over to the slavers? Nope. We'll never surrender one of our crew to the slavers. Let's hit it. Alright, so their weapons include a... that is an either 1 or 2 shot laser and a bomb. I'm not sure if that's a fire bomb or what sort of bomb that is. So they'll teleport the bomb somewhere onto my screen. If the teleport lands within my ship, a bomb doesn't do physical damage to the ship, but it will like start fires or make a breach hole. Both of which have to be dealt with, which is problematic. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our lasers and put the main target onto their weapons with continuous fire. A control click. I want to take a single shot of my missiles and put it onto their shields. And actually, what I'm thinking about now is I'm going to take the auto shot off. Go ahead, let time go. The weapons are charging here. And as soon as I fire... Ooh, okay. Take one of our slaves as tribute. Destroy us and they'll all die anyway. That's another free crew member. Yeah, I'll take that. If I let the rest of my shots fire, well, they'd be on 1. But they won't offer again. So I'm go ahead and take their crew member. So, in the combat there, what I did, the Artemis charges a little bit faster than the burst laser. Noticed right there. But the burst laser travels quicker than the missile does. So I let the missile shoot and basically get to the ship before I fired the lasers. That's just so that the shields would drop and all 3 laser blasts would have a chance of actually striking the ship, rather than one of them getting caught up on the shield. Let's see, now this guy... If I put him in blast doors, I automatically get 1 extra level of blast doors, which they all turn gray instead of orange. That means any enemy boarders, they're stuck in whatever room they come in and have to break through the door before they move on to the next. Or I can put him in there, and during combat I'll be able to see the movements of people over on that ship. I think until I actually have where they'll have a teleporter to send people over, we're going to go with this option. I'm going to save him in that position. I'm going to jump. I'm going to head up. I could probably go here and then here, but I'd like to get over here where there's more choices to see what else we can discover. If I do here and then up here, they'll be right on my tail, and I'll be kind of pushed quickly across the screen. Alright, after a short time, you receive a message. Hello, I hope it's not a bother, but I'm looking for an escort to a nearby system. This region is quite dangerous, and our ship is not well armed. These usually work out pretty well and have pretty good rewards. And they're going to give me 2 fuel just to take them. So that's pretty well worth it. Great. Take this bit of fuel as a down payment. We'll be 1 step behind you, following your jump signatures. Don't want any risks now, do we? Added a quest marker to the map. Okay, so where do they want to go? They want to go all the way over here. I'll have to jump there, go here, and then there. Yeah, so we'll just go across there and then there. I want to try to get there as quick as possible, because we're going to have to do a little bit of backtracking against the curve there. See, this is the super danger zone that I was talking about earlier. Like, this is the warning area. Like, there will be a little bit of a fight if I went back there. But if I go here, the main rebel fleet will be there, and they'll have like ships in the background shooting me at random also, in addition to fighting a cruiser. Which at this point, I definitely cannot take on. Like maybe by stage 6 or stage 7 I could do it, but stage 1, there's no way. Stumble across a forward scout of the rebel fleet. They're powering up their FTL. If they get away, they no doubt will warn the fleet of your position. Alright. So what that means is I have to either knock out their engine or their helm to keep them from powering up their engines and going and jumping out and letting people know where I am. If they do that, instead of making a normal 1-turn move, the fleet will get a double turn move. So they'll catch up to me a lot faster, and the rest of the stage will be a lot more rushed. Their weapons are, again, a laser and a firebomb. I I think so I don't have a really bad time, we're going to shoot their weapons with the missile. Then I'm going to hold the burst shot to hit their helm. Hitting the helm has the added benefit of completely knocking out their ability to avoid things as well. We're going to let the time tick up. I'm not as worried about their laser thing as I am about the cannon. Okay, cool. So my missile did 2 damage to their weapon systems, which probably means that they only have 2 bars of power. Like, that's a single 1 and that's a single 1. So that 2 damage knocked out both levels of power for their system. And my other shots, one of them took out the shield, another 1 or 2 took out the helm. Now they're going to be rushing to get that fixed. It depends on if this guy goes up to help fix. That'll double their repair rate on that. Their weapons are going to be down for a little bit. I feel like another shot on their helm would be fine. It'll keep them from going to FTL. We'll just leave our other weapons alone. Let's go ahead and take out their shields. There we go. Alright. The ship breaks apart and you're relieved to know that you're 1 step ahead of the fleet. I got 2 things of fuel, 1 rocket, and 22 scrap. Which, I mean, that's fair at this point in the game. Okay, another rebel checkpoint is monitoring this location. A number of civilian ships are awaiting inspection. Any one of them could be Federation loyalists. Rebels haven't noticed you yet. Fend for yourself, attack and escape, bribe the rebels to release the civilian ships, or fly behind the moon and stay hidden. So there's a couple of different possible outcomes on this for me that I'm foreseeing. One, I can do the bribe, and the civilian ships will be like, oh, thanks, and they'll just take off. Another would be that I give them scrap, and then the civilians are ingratiated to me, and so they'll give me stuff back. They could give me weapon systems, they could give me fuel, who knows what. Now, I could go the defend for yourself and attack and escape route. You know, I could attack their ship, probably get a good bit of scrap off of them, stuff like that, but I'm really curious what this option will give me. It's kind of a gamble, but I think I'm going to take it. Like most rebels, these are just men trying to get by in a rough galaxy, so they accept your scrap and let everyone continue their journeys. Alright, so we contact the ships. Some of the civilians pull together their excess scrap and try to repay you for your help. So I spent 10, got 13, so we're plus 3. Not great. I could have made a lot more during an attack, but that would also be an attack where I'm putting my ship at risk. So I can get some more systems and stuff going. It's not a great option. Here's the store. The ship engineer has set up a small shop. Okay, so he's only got the 1 page of goods. If there's extra pages, you'll see it up here. It'll be like 2 different tabs. So I can buy up to 7 fuel, and each one of those will cost 3. I can buy 5 extra rockets for 6 each, so that'd be 30. Don't care about the drones. I've only got 40 total. So I would love this hull laser. Power required is 2, charge time 14 seconds, 2 shots per charge, but It only deals 1 damage, but there's a breach chance on it. Breach chance basically it punches a hole in the ship, and they have to repair the breach before they can ever even think about repairing, say, whatever room it was in, like the weapon systems or the shields. So it creates an additional emergency that they have to deal with and delays them being able to repair stuff. Breaches usually it'll suck the oxygen out of a room also, which is kind of nice because then they can take oxygen damage too. So if you keep hitting that same thing, you keep the breach open, keep damaging the people that are in there because you're attacking that room, you're likely to kill off the crew of the other ship with that. It's just kind of unfortunate. I just don't have the money. Like, yeah, I could sell my Artemis 19. That would give it to me. Would it? Yeah, give me 59. Yeah. So I'd have just enough to buy it. But I couldn't even bring it online yet because it requires 2 power. And I'd have to buy. Hold on, let's close the shop for a second. I'd have to go to my ship. I'd have to buy 1 more weapon system unit, which would give me 4 empty cells. So that'd be 35. And then I have to buy an extra power bar to actually power the system. So you're looking at 55 just to power 1 extra cell. Unfortunately, I just can't do it at this time. Because you're talking 110 basically to bring that laser online. And I just don't have the excess right now. So we're going to do a fix. We're going to repair. Every 1 fix is 2 scrap at this place. So we're going to fix all for 4 because I'm missing 2 units of health up here. Some of these other things are really good. Like this reverse ion field, it's almost worth selling my missiles right now just to get that. If I pick up some extra scrap or something on turning in this quest, I will be coming back for that. In the later parts of the game, there's these ion attack weapons, and an ion, if it hits a shield, it instantly shuts down that layer of shielding for 5 seconds. So, like, not only would my shield be punctured for however long it takes it to charge, but it, like, neutralizes that shield and puts it on cooldown for an additional 5 seconds. So, like, it has to wait the 5 seconds, then the shields come back online and it can recharge. So that leaves me absolutely vulnerable during that time. And that gives me a 50% chance to just ignore that. If you're an ion weapon, if your shields are down for whatever reason, they've attacked, your shield isn't up, and they strike your ship, any room that they hit goes on cooldown for 5 seconds. So they could hit my weapons room, and it puts my entire weapons array on cooldown for 5 seconds. And that is awful. I mean, absolutely awful. You're a sitting duck at that point. Alright, so we got what we can from there for now. We can jump to the quest marker. Hoping for something good. Let there be something good, please. Okay, so I got a free reactor upgrade. That's, what, 20 scrap I saved there? That's not bad. You arrive and the ship you were escorting jumps in behind you. Thanks for the help. We work at a nearby fusion power plant. We could try to improve your reactor's output as a form of compensation. So I got an extra free bar power, which that's kind of cool. I can repower my med bay full time now. Unfortunately, okay, maybe if there's something here, I might be able to pick up some scrap, shoot back down there, maybe go up there and hit there, or have to go there and up. We'll see. This may be close. I really want that the ion field. Scans show a remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. The ship hastily messages you. Stay out of this or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on... Okay, this is really good. When they're attacking a settlement, not only do you get something for defeating the pirate, but you can also get a bonus reward or whatever from the settlement. So this is like... could be very lucrative. For weapons, we're looking at a single shot gun plus whatever other thing that is there. Okay, you asked for it. They pull away from the planet and move in to engage. Okay. So, funny thing, I was just talking about those ion weapons. A blue weapon is an ion weapon. So yeah, there's that. What we're gonna do then, in that case, is because my missiles charge up very quickly, we're gonna drop a missile into his weapons room, and then we're going to do the burst laser onto his shield room. That should be enough to get me through this fight. Here comes the ion cannon thing. Okay, so it just hit. Because my shield was up, the shields room automatically takes the hit. So if you'll notice down here, that level of shielding is locked out. Because it wasn't a very strong ion, it's going to recover pretty quickly. But you'll notice, like, it's taking a little bit to tick down. They were able to get a shot in on, like, somewhere right over in here for 1 damage. Must have been right below it. But my missiles were able to strike there. Absolutely took out their weapons, and now the other ones are striking into their shielding. 1 missed, 1 hit, 1 took out the other shield piece. Okay. Now, just now, my shields have finished being stunned, and the shield is recharging. If they had their weapon systems still up, this would be a problem, because that ion would probably be ready to fire again right now, and their other weapon would be halfway through its charge. It'd be a real problem. But in this case, looking pretty good. I think we're just going to shoot shields again. Yeah, he brought the other weapon online first, which that's fine. Alright, we can give up. We give up. We're terrible at this pirating thing anyway. Okay, I could let him go. I'd get 3 fuel, 1 drone, and a little bit of scrap. I really want the scrap, though, to be able to buy some stuff. So, no deal. Now, my other 2 shots went into them there at the end and finished them off from the triple laser attack. When a deal is offered, it basically pauses the combat right then and there. So the first hit got them, they offered the deal. If I would have taken it, my other 2 shots would have automatically missed their ship. You know, that's the magic of video games. Alright, so still got 3 fuel out of it, but we got up 25 scrap this time, and instead of drone parts, we got missiles, which I much more prefer right now. Okay, with the pirates gone, you signal the station. We appreciate what you've done. But there'll just be another ship looking to profit from our isolation soon enough. Sorry, we can't give you more. So they tossed in an additional 2 fuel and 12 scraps, which is incredible. So now we've got all that stuff. Alright, here we go. This is where I severely mess up the game. We're gonna jump back to the store, we're gonna get it. Oh, we're gonna get it. It's just too good. Like, this is like one of the major items that will help you throughout the entire game. That 50% chance to negate is just too good. Do a minor fix. I've got 15 fuel right now. If I was lower, if I was like at 8, I'd probably buy up some fuel. I think I'll be alright. Missiles, I don't use them that much. Like, I try to be pretty sparing with the missiles because they're, you know, they don't renew automatically like lasers do. But I think we're good. Alright. Let's look at the ship real quick. Okay, under our weapons area, we'll see any of our weapons up here. These are the ones that are loaded. If you get any additional weapons, once all these are loaded, they're stored down here, and you can swap them out as you want to, or you can sell things off to stores. If I had a drone system installed down here in my augmentation, I could also load up different types of drone systems here to send out. So we got the reverse ion field right there. Some other good ones to get are like things that refill the shields faster, things that load your weapons faster, which they did have, but it's not as good as this. This is like the one that you want to get on a campaign. Only got 20, so I could buy an extra bar of power right now. Okay, the difference between a system and a subsystem. Subsystems are automatically powered. You don't have to spend bars of power from your reactor on subsystems. So if I bought this, I would get the 50% evasion and not have to spend any additional power to keep that up. But like if I want to have an extra thing of oxygen or extra thing of weapons, then I actually have to have power to put into that major system to make it run. Or I can depower another system and give it to the main system. Alright. Alright, so like I was talking about at the very start here, we're inside of their line now, but it's alright. I could jump to this one perfectly safe, no problem. If I jump up here, this is going to be somewhat of a fight. It'll be a little bit harder. I can jump there. I've already explored this area, so I go there, it'll just be like, oh, you've already been here, nothing to see, move on. And I just automatically jump up to the next spot. I think this line is going to move over the exit on its next movement. So I'm going to take the harder route. I'm going to go up through here and then up to there, just to get in more fights, to try to get more scrap. Early on, scrap is king. Yeah. Okay, the rebel fleet has found you, and a nearby scout turns to engage. The cruisers in the distance are firing on you. Okay, so I am getting pelted by the main part of the fleet. So I will have to get through this fight as quickly as possible. Alright, so let's take a look at what they got. They have... Okay, no drone systems, so we don't have to worry about that. They do have a hull missile launcher. That's going to hurt. It does take a while to charge up, though. Plus a single laser. That single laser is going to do nothing against our shield. It's this and the main fleet shooting me that's going to be an issue. So we're going to take missiles. We're going to destroy their weapon system right away. And then we're going to... actually, I'm going to take the riskier option here. We're going to missile their shields, because they have 2 layers of shields. It would take 2 out of 3 of my laser shots to get those down, and then I have to hope that the 3rd one is going to hit also, just to hit their shields one time. So we're going to do the missiles to the shields, so that'll penetrate, take out the shields. Then I can burst laser down the weapons, and hopefully that missile launcher won't have charged up by then. That's a big boy. That is a big boy launcher. Okay, so okay. That attack right there is the ship shooting, is the fleet shooting at me. This is going to breach wherever it hits, and it hurts if it hits. Okay, those are down, firing. Okay, let's take a look at their ship. I hit their shields, knocked out. He immediately repaired 1 layer of it, but they're still working to get that 2nd layer back up. But they have a breach, so this breach has to be repaired before they can get that back online. So I'm going to go ahead and send another shot into that while we're waiting. and probably just burst laser into their weapons again, which we luckily took their missile launcher offline. Oof. Okay, O2's got hit. We'll send him to repair. I'm going to have to really watch him because he's going to be taking damage while he's in there. Uh-oh. ABS targeting. Oh, thank goodness. That says miss. That is a good thing. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and waste another missile. Be sure that those do not come back online. And we're going to hit his main thing there. Sweet. Okay. Alright. See, Declan has taken a ton of damage. He's at 27 out of 100. Going to run him to medbay as quick as possible. Weapons I don't need right now because we just finished that combat. So we're going to get him to go finish up repairs. No time to salvage the ship. Got one thing. As soon as this thing is ready, we're jumping out of here. Now here's the problem. We jumped out of one fight right back into the next. Luckily, they don't have the barrage system showing up here. Hopefully they won't. Oh no. Okay. I just noticed this down here. This is going to be a problem. Alright. You found the exit, but the rebels got here first. You must survive long enough to be able to jump to the next sector. Luckily... Okay. See, we don't have the little warning sign up here, so the ship, the fleet isn't shooting me. Which that is amazing. That is great, wonderful days. I think I'm going to have to send him from engines. It's going to take away 5% maneuvering, but we're going to send him to go fight right now. Okay, over here on this ship, they have a teleporter, which is this room right here, which allows them to send over their crew to fight me. Now, they can teleport off the ship at any point to go back and help out their guys. Basically, I'm fighting a almost mirror match, and I say almost because he has 2 levels of shields with a Mark II laser and the Artemis missile system, which is the same thing I have. He just has an extra layer of shields. So to deal with that again, I'm going to send missiles there, wait for that to hit, and then we're going to send the burst laser in on that. Okay, he has got to run all the way over there. This guy is going to go support right there. Actually, I think he's going to go back to repairing O2. Alright, here we go. Okay, I'm going to take this hit right here. And then I'm going to take his weapon systems offline, hopefully. This is going to hurt. Okay. How to deal with this. This is difficult. Alright, Shields is going to go help repair the O2. So we quit with the oxygen loss damage there. While that is happening, we're going to open up all these doors, and we're going to let this deoxygenate and try to put those fires out very quickly. And because he's going to be losing health during that, well, we'll see. Okay, the health center is keeping up right now. Okay. Declan's got to get out of there. O2 is back online. So we're good there. Alright, we need to refire there. We're going to burst shot there again. I'm going to go help out with the fight with Monsvik. Let's see. Who is this one? Lauren. Lauren is our engineer. She needs to do that. Declan just needs help at this point. Okay. So I dealt enough damage over there to their ship that they withdrew their attacker. I'm going to shut those doors, try to get some oxygen going again. Hopefully I'll be able to keep them occupied enough. We're going to send Declan to go look at that. Actually, we're just going to call everybody back to their regular stations while the oxygen gets replenished. I think that's best. And we'll evaluate our weapons when they get closer to being ready. Okay. So they're still repairing their weapons. Shields are in a bad state. This guy is hurting. I could basically end the fight right here, and I think that's what I'm going to do, just because we're in such a bad state. I'm going to send that rocket in. That may kill off Martin there. And then we're going to burst laser their weapons again. Okay, Martin did get killed off right there at the end. Okay, so I got the extra fuel to jump. I'm going to... Since the fleet isn't attacking me right now, I'm going to take a moment to get everybody healed once the oxygen comes back up. If you open up all the doors inside the ship, it lets the oxygen flow more freely and restores quicker to the deoxygenated areas. It spreads the load out, basically. You can get your guys in here to heal up quicker. Alright. Oxygen is back up to 100. Going to close doors. That was a really tough fight. I got kind of close. About lost 2 different dudes there. Alright, we're going to send them back to their stations, and Monsvik, let you get a little bit of health before we get into anything else. Okay. Luckily, they didn't have that, the ballistas thing shooting me again. That would have been like the end of me, probably, if that would have been going on as well. So once you reach an exit and you go back to your jump map, just up in the upper right hand corner, you can select next sector. You get to go and choose your path here. Alright, but we're going to call this an episode. When we come back to the next episode, we'll be starting up with our next sector. And we'll discuss how we choose which options we're going with from there. Alright, catch you later, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you'd like to see some more, smash that subscribe button. And we'll see you again for doing some more weird stuff.